मनीष सर स्टार्ट करिए।
Good evening, everyone. Myself, CA Manish Jawar. On behalf of Team WMC, a warm welcome to all the participants on day 8 of the virtual workshop on data management using different tools. Today's workshop will cover topics like introduction and downloading of data, aligning data with different periodicities, adjusting data for corporate actions, and much more. Now, without wasting much time, I would like to request today's speaker to take over the station, Professor Sanjeela Sagarji.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, everybody. Today, we have learned how to go about how to bring from various sources into R and then to perform whatever operation we want into it, right? And then a bit of plotting we have learned, that how we can do visualization in R. Yesterday we did is a simple plotting which was available in R, and today we will learn how to do better plotting in R. So better plotting in R means this library was not in the initial years of R, later requirements. Because nowadays everybody says is that data is so huge that it is very difficult to analyze it through directly through this into a visualizations are visualizations easy. I'm getting a voice in between. मिश्रा सर किस चीज का वॉइस आ रहा है इन बिटवीन?
मेरा तो नहीं आ रहा था।
नहीं, टक 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 ऐसे वॉइस आ रही है।
तो मे बी आपका मोबाइल नजदीक होगा, मोबाइल का कुछ ना होगा इंटरफेरेंस।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मोबाइल का इंटरफेरेंस नहीं। देखो अभी भी आ रही है।
I cannot hear it. Maybe it's in your earphone. हमें नहीं आ रहा।
There is one query when we work in R Studio on a database which is in MySQL. Have we to open MySQL R Studio to take data even if MySQL open by? Yes, yes. Am I audible?
No मैम, आपका वॉइस मुझे नहीं आ रहा बराबर से।
हाँ आ रहा है सर, आसिफ सर आ रहा है।
ओके सॉरी, मुझे कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया।
आसिफ सर
मेरा वॉइस आ रहा है सर?
हाँ मैडम आ रहा है, आवाज आ रहा है।
अभी आ रहा है?
हाँ मैडम आ रहा है।
ठीक, ये अभी भी मुझे कुछ तो वॉइसेस आ रही हैं बैकग्राउंड में, समथिंग गोइंग ऑन।
समथिंग इज बीच में ब्रेक हो रहा था, अभी नाउ इट इज ओके।
No, it is okay, but I am getting so many voices in between.
Earphone, if you can change, maybe headphones if you have that.
Okay. Let us start with this library, inbuilt library with which we are able to get so many visualizations. So first thing is what always remember that R is what consists of inbuilt libraries. So to use them, use these functionalities, we first need to install it packages, and then we have to call that library. So these two steps we have to do every time. So first step, we have to install this package ggplot2. So let us go to our R Studio. I think everybody has opened now, till now, R Studio. So let us go there. Just type the command install.packages ggplot2. as I said, either you take it from there or you can go to right hand side this pane where you will get, आपको down होगा शायद, हो सकता है ऐसे मिलेगा at the end onto the right hand side. There you go and say packages, and from there packages click install, and then give the name as what, ggplot2. It will show you that what we are saying. Automatically it will come ggplot2. So from here also we can take ggplot2 and install, so it will get installed onto our machine. So you can see that it has started its installation. So one method is either by writing this, and second method is you can take it from here. So it is up to you with which you are comfortable. So it will take time depending on your internet speed. So you can see that it consists of so many packages, right? So all the packages are getting now unpacked. It means all the packages are coming onto my machine. So all the packages are now. Now how do I can use it? First I have to call its library. So what is, how to call that library is, for that the function is ggplot2. So let us call this. Yes, execute this. So library means is what? Now I have brought ggplot to my workspace. So that is called as library ggplot2. First it was installed onto my machine. Now I have brought that ggplot2 onto my workspace. Asif, I want to say something. Mishra ji, if you permit, I want to say something that people, they used to call us regarding installation and all these problems. So just a humble request to everyone is, we have already posted the PDFs for installation steps and everything. And if you have any problems regarding this, that how to work with these softwares, all these recordings will also be given to you. So when we are in the office, please try and understand that currently we are not in the situation to pick up your calls every time. So please don't mind it if we don't pick up your calls. So currently we are busy with so much work we are dealing with. So we are dealing with examination work also, and even we are conducting all our sessions on to Saturday, Sunday also. So we don't have any break for any day. We have to manage everything. So please, if possible, don't call us, and whatever doubts you have put here in the session, we will be solving all your doubts here. So it's just a request to everybody, please. Okay. So library has come. Now next thing is, sometimes what happens is we don't understand any syntax, that how it works. So how to get that help? One thing is we can directly go here and take help. We can type here our help, we can take and then type for which we want. Or second thing is we can have this function help ggplot2. So you take this and execute it. So it will help, it will show us this help, and whatever help you want you can see here, because we have written help onto ggplot2. So you can take help for anything. Even if I want help onto some function, so I will write here sum and see how it works. So in that way you can take it for anything, you can take it for help. So here currently for plot2, and it will it has shown here the hell. So I can read this what it is. So it is used to create a visualization using the grammar of language. Now basically, so what do we mean by this? So whoever the authors, it gives you all the details who have made this and all that. So if you want to read more about it, read it, right? So entire information you will get here. So So first we will supply a data set to it, right? So always for plotting, you know that we need a data set, and then we will do a mapping with it, and then we are going to add on layers to it, like whether we want a histogram of it, and then how many scalings you want. This scale is for the scaling factor. Then what kind of coordinate systems you want to use, so you can use this. So let us see an example. So first what we are going to do is we are going to create a canvas, right? So how do we can create this canvas is by writing this command gg plot, and then we have said is what mpg. So let me wait till it gets executed. Is it executing? So you can see here that canvas has come, blank canvas, right? So canvas has come now. So what was the command? This is the command to onto this canvas is ready. Now onto this canvas to manipulate something. So you can see here what it is showing. The x-axis and the y-axis which is being taken. Just give me a minute. I am getting so much voice in between. Just give me a minute. Let me do some settings of it. So what we have taken here is x pay. We are saying x equals to display, y equals to hwy. So it has shown that onto the name A, and onto y-axis it should show as what hwy. Just we are creating a frame for it, right? Currently. So first this command was to create a canvas. Now this command is to create x and y. This x. Me send all these commands in the chat so that you people can also execute and see the results. So let us now take how we can plot data onto it. So For this, we are using is what? Geometry point, geometrical points. So you can see that it has taken few random values onto it. That is called as what? Geometry points. Now, what happens is, what was this aesthetic mapping which we have learned now? What does it means basically? So what happens is, these aesthetic mappings, they take properties of the data and use them to influence the visual characteristics. What kind of visual characteristics? Such as position, color, size, shape, or transparency. And these characteristics can encode an aspect of data and can be used to convey information. So all aesthetics you have seen here, we have used S function, then geometric layer we have added. Now, what we are doing is, let me try to show you the database which it is using. देखेंगे मुझे बहुत डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है बीच बीच में.
हाँ मैडम, क्या बोले आपने?
मुझे ना बहुत डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है बीच बीच में.
मतलब साउंड कैसा आ रहा है?
टक 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 कंटिन्यूअस बज रहा है ऐसे.
करेंगे क्या? बंद करके चालू करेंगे.
अच्छा, एक बार लीव.
आसिफ सर.
आसिफ सर है क्या इधर?
हाँ है.
हैं?
आसिफ सर.
आसिफ वॉइस नहीं आ रहा ना उनका. एक मिनट, मैं लीव करके आती हूँ, फिर शायद ये वॉइस जाए. नहीं तो बोलने को नहीं हो रहा है, बहुत ज्यादा, बहुत तेज आ रहा है. जस्ट मिश्रा जी राइट्स दीजिए मुझे स्क्रीन शेयर के।
Hello, I'm so sorry. I think madam is having some trouble joining in.
आसिफ सर आई हैव ज्वाइंड।
अच्छा, problem is there ना?
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. You're
Our screen is visible, na?
yes, yes. I
Yes.
would just
Okay.
like
Let
to
me.
थोड़ा सा वो clarify कर देता हूँ. There are some questions. MPG is miles per gallon, which basically is
एक मिनट मैं
data
डेटा
for.
सेट दिखाई देती हूँ इनको
हाँ, वो एक बार डेटा सेट दिखा दीजिए. उसमें there are various columns which are there, which include the name of
मुझे
the
ना पहले बहुत
manufacturer.
डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा था तो मैं बोल नहीं पा रही थी इसीलिए फिर
हाँ,
उनको
I
फिर
understood
पता
that
नहीं
आपने restart किया इसलिए. वो
हाँ
होता है कभी-कभी.
okay let me quickly
Sure.
take what I have taken previously. So first is what that we need to install the packages ggplot2. Then we need to install is with first ggplot2 ka libraries, all whatever it consists of, all the packages will come to your machine. Now we need to bring all those packages onto our workspace. Then we need is library ggplot2. Then next is onto which data set we are working now. So mpg is the data set onto which we are working. So this mpg data set basically consists of data set of cars. So car manufacturer, its model, its display, then on which year it was displayed and all its features. Okay. So ये सारे features उसके दिए हुए हैं. mpg is an inbuilt data set. So then what we try to do is we try to plot this mpg, which is used to create a canvas. So first we created a canvas here, and then we are going to print is what we are saying from mpg x equals to display this display wala values, and onto y axis you take is hwy. So it has taken hwy here. So that was plotted.
Ma'am, I'll just explain the column names what they are. The DA is the displacement. So cars में there is so the mileage का data है, but because it's American cars, it is in American terms. So the displacement is a parameter of the car. So every car has some particular displacement, and you have city driving and highway car mileage. So HWI is the highway mileage and CTY is the mileage in the city. So you have the transmission types, you have the number of cylinders in the engine and all of that. So whether it's a compact car, whether it is a SUV and all of that. So there are multiple classes of cars. So you have a sedan or you have a compact or you have a SUV. So those are the classes of cars. So there is data of more than 234 different models of cars belonging to different manufacturers, manufactured during the different times between 98 to 2008. तो ये पूरा ऐसा एक डेटा सेट है जिसमें अलग अलग
डेटा सेट में बेसिकली डेटा फ्रेम बना हुआ है इसके अंदर.
डेटा फ्रेम है उसका
इनबिल्ट. हाँ हाँ, वो डेटा सेट बोलेंगे तो वो रॉन्ग हो जाएगा. सो फिर वो कंफ्यूजन अपने को रहेगी. सो इट इज बेसिकली अ डेटा फ्रेम.
प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
हाँ, कंटिन्यू करो. ओके. So what we did is we tried to plot is what basically here from mpg what we are saying onto x you take display this one displacement ka, and onto y you take is hwy, and then when we have set this only ggplot this, so it was showing like a black thing. See, let me do it again. तो यहाँ पे कुछ भी points plot नहीं हुए. Can you see here? No point was plotted here. And I want all these points to be plotted here. So what I can do is just I have to add is what geometry point. So what I am saying, geometrically points to be plotted along with it. So is canvas पे onto x axis it is showing me displacement, onto y axis HWY. So it is showing me accordingly all the points are being plotted, right? So once these points are plotted, so we can see this. It was so simple to plot this. Yesterday we were making differently, है ना, x axis, y axis, वो सब कर रहे थे. Now it has become so easy. Now, next is what if we want, suppose that it should show us a visual channel, right? क्योंकि ये black आ गई सारी dots. We want something visual onto it, so we can add a color for it, right? So what we are saying is we add some color to it. So here, let me take the blue color, so that all the points should come into blue color. So when I will take here, so what I am saying, so the points, geometrical points, their color should be blue. And when I execute this, all the geometrical points will be plotted in blue color. So it is that simple to bring in this. Or we can add, like if we want to map them as to the class of the cars. So you can see here there is an attribute class in the cars, right? So there is an attribute class also where it is showing compact hai ke kya hai, all that information. So if I want to color them according to it, then I can also run a command ggplot, and then here I am saying color, you make it using that class. So what it will say, at what point if the class is different, it will take a different color for it. Okay. So you can see here how it has taken, it will come now. So for all, and it has added legend automatically. So yesterday we were learning that how to add. For simple plotting, we were supposed to add legend and all that. Now here it has taken automatically that this color is for SUV, this color is for subcompact, this color is for pickup, minivan, compact, two-seater, and so on. So you can see here, right? So it is that easy when we are using ggplot2. That's the reason it is very much, yeah. And then you have seen if we want a single color, so we can write is what color equals to blue, right? Everybody is comfortable. Let me send all these commands which I have written here so that you can also execute. I think I am sending to this. मिश्रा जी मुझे ऑर्गेनाइजर बनाएंगे. I'm not able to send these queries to everyone. Thank you. Yes. So similar manner, here we are able to do it what geometric points. Similarly, you have many others also. Like if you are, this was for scatter plot, we have geometric points. If you are want to draw lines, line chart, if you are making, then you have is a geom line. If you want to have a trend lines, right, a smoothened trend lines, you want to see whether it is going upwards or downwards, stock price, uske liye trend dekhna hai, so that I can invest accordingly. So for that you have a geom smooth. For bar charts you have geobar. For histograms you have geom histogram. For mappings, if you are drawing, so you polygons and all that, so for that you have is a geomap. So all these types you can use with it. Let us see now all these and compare one, two of them. So let me take again geom point first. So the same data I am taking. So what it is doing is simple plotting these points as a scatter plot. Now let me take a smooth. So you can see here it has shown me a smooth line of the points, right? That is the trend line. Shall I send you all these commands to you so that you can also see? So first it was a geometric points plotted, right? It worked like a scatter plot. When we did smoothing, so it has shown a trend line. So with this trend line, you can manipulate. So what you can manipulate? What you can manipulate? यहाँ पे देखो कैसा जा रहा है, right? और फिर क्या हुआ? Down हुआ इधर, and then it started again moving up. So accordingly, you can make your decisions by looking at this. What will happen if I want to do is what? A mapping of both, right? मुझे और मुझे points भी चाहिए. What if I want both? Then how can I show that? Is it possible to show with this? Both. I want points also be there, and I want is trend line also to be there. So can I have a combination of two? Yes, I can have that. So what I will do here is what here I will add a geom and what was for points? Geom point. So I will take that function and plus I want is smooth line also. So just by adding this, I will get both now. So you can see here, now I am getting both smooth line as well as trend line. So अभी यहाँ पे कैसे दिख रहा है? What if I want to make changes into the colors? Can I make changes into the color? Yes. Instead of this trend line, as what I want is this trend line color to be red. So how do I will write? By using the command color equals to, and what I will write here? Red, and points I want in blue color. So I will say color equals to blue. So I will get in this format. So let me set also. You can run these commands and see the beauty of these plots. Now let us see how we can plot bar chart here. Bar chart, what we have to need to take is, we all know that bar chart is to be taken onto one particular column. So what we need is, what we plot here is, let me take class here and plot onto this, right? So let me take is what? ggplot, and here I will take is here I will make x equals to class, then x equals to what? Class, and then I want is what? Which got? Bar chart. So I will write here as bar. So what it will do? It will create a bar chart. So you will see here that it has created a bar chart, right? So you can see here सबसे ज्यादा किसका है count, SUV का सबसे ज्यादा count है और सबसे कम is for 2-seaters. Then how we can take histogram? Similar manner, if I want to print a histogram, so for histogram also I need is what? A single column. So here let me draw histogram for HWY, and then how do we need to write here is my data is MPG and aesthetics mapping means X on X I am writing is what? HWY, and then geo histogram. Then it will plot a histogram of it. So you will see a histogram is being plotted here. So it is that simple. What kind of plots we want, we have to write the name of it and we should know the basics about it, and then it draws. Ye to already we did. So what happens if we want is what? If we want is a color aesthetic specified only for the geom point layer. So what we will do is we are saying that पॉइंट्स पे तो कलर आए बट स्मूथनिंग लाइन पे नहीं आना चाहिए. So what we will say that geom smooth should be false. So let us run this command and see how it works. So point layer we have seen na class wise. So it has shown legend also and so beautiful colors onto it. Similar manner here also it will show colors, and then you have seen that by default the color of trend line was blue. So here we have said don't show any color, so it has taken its default color, that is blue, right? So just by making it false. मैंने कहाँ तक भेजे थे histogram. Okay, now this also you can run. In this manner you can have any number of plots you can plot for your data, whatever you want, right? So
Mr. Harshil, have you downloaded the library by doing install.packages? When I had replied to you in a previous message. उनको हर ggplot पे error आ रहा है. So if you're getting an error on every ggplot, that means
packages ggplot2, first install that packages, see whether all the packages of ggplot2 have been installed, then bring that ggplot2 to your workspace. For that the command is library ggplot2.
Just check for the double quotes where the double quotes गलती से गलत ना हो गए. Sometimes ना, last time में हमने बताया था, sometimes copy paste में double quotes become sound gone, sound is coming there. I don't know.
They are saying even I am getting similar error. Okay, first do this. First do this, install.packages ggplot2. Have you done this, Mitesh sir and others? Please do this. Let me do it again for you. Install.packages ggplot2.
Okay.
So okay, you have done the same. Then do library ggplot2. ये execute नहीं हुआ होगा. Have you done that?
I am pasting it in again in the chat for everybody. This is the install command and the library command. In the chat वापस एक बार paste कर रहे हैं. गलती से हमने library command 2 बार paste किया. Please use it only once. So install.packages ggplot2 and library ggplot2 both in double quotes. But the function is ggplot. So when the library is ggplot2, that is the version, and then when you're using the function का नाम खाली ggplot है, उसमें 2 मत डालिएगा. Okay. So Mr. Chandan said that he's through with that. All right.
You will take
over for the time series part. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. All right. So we have an interesting topic coming up now.
Basically, for now, 2 days we will be doing purely your case studies. One is a time series, you predictions. Second, tomorrow we will do is portfolio analysis.
Yes. So, ma'am, screen is visible to everybody?
Yes, yes, screen is visible.
Okay. So, the first thing which we will be doing is we will be learning something called as time series in R. Now, there is slightly an important thing to understand what we are going to do. So, in a chronological order, would be following a time series. Because you all are all from the area of accounting, you all are very familiar with all your records are generally time stamped in a way. So every transaction which you all deal with generally has a time or a date associated with it. So when we say time series, it is both date and time. So a lot of the data in the world is sequential, right? So including weather of a city, prices of a stock, commodity prices, so on and so forth, are all financial assets are always time bound. So what we are looking at is there are 2 reasons why we would want to use time series. One is that the assets return provide a complete and scale-free summary of asset returns, and then the asset returns are easier to analyze compared to asset prices because of their statistical properties. I would like to do something very important today. Before we start, I will ask everybody, is everybody with me right now? I would want you all to go to a website called quandle.com. Okay, I will write down the name in the chat also for you. I want you all to visit this site right now along with me. Okay, I will show you step by step what you need to do. This is to download some. We need to create an account so that you will all download data directly from this. The data set Quandle is available online, which is free. So I want everybody to use this. Then you can work with it and do lots of things. We will look at it, explore multiple sets over there. Currently ये American data है. Similarly, there are some sites where you can download the data in India, but I wanted to work with this, which is tried and tested. Indian sites का कभी format change हो जाता है and all. So I want everybody to be on the website quandle.com. Okay, so use the link which I have put in the chat. So it is quandl.com. I put the link on WhatsApp also for everyone. I will share the commands, Harshit sir. I will definitely share all the commands with you. Just give me some time. Right now, be with me, please. Please don't now, whatever you all have done with ggplot, if you all are stuck with somewhere, please leave that so that session साथ में रहो. Okay, otherwise ये पूरा छूट जाएगा, entire time series. Okay, and this is more important. So everybody will come to quandrel.com. On top, okay, you will see login and sign up. You will see login and sign up. Click on sign up. Okay, I repeat, you go to quandrel.com and on the top corner you will see sign up. Please go to sign up, put in your name, last name, anything you can put, that is not a problem. Personal use के लिए select करिए, एक account है, we are creating this free account for personal use only, and then click on next. Put your email address, and how will you be doing that, using the data to inform. Okay, आई एम नॉट श्योर, डाल दीजिए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. यहाँ पे खाली आपका ईमेल एड्रेस जो डालेंगे वैलिड रहना चाहिए. दे विल सेंड यू अ लिंक टू वेरीफाई थोड़ी देर में, बट if it comes then you have to click on that. So just use your email address, whatever email address, Gmail, official email address, private email address, anything is fine. And set up your password. Okay, so you can set up any simple password which you want. Okay, just click on I am not a robot. कैप्चा अगर आपको कुछ देता है तो आपको सिलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो यू डोंट नीड टू. आई हैव अग्रीड पे क्लिक करिएगा प्लीज. तो ये कैप्चा करना है, आई हैव अग्रीड पे क्लिक करना है एंड क्रिएट अकाउंट. एवरीबडी इज विथ मी? एनीबडी हैज एनी डाउट्स अप टिल नाउ? So there are 3 steps. First step, you put your name, first name, last name. You select that you're using it for personal account. Then you set up your email address and why you're using it. And the third screen, you will put up your password, captcha, which is I'm not a robot and I have agreed to the terms and conditions. Once you do that, you will create an account. Once you click on the create an account, this is where an important thing I need. Please, to do this, API key milega. What you see in front of you. I need you all to copy this API key. प्लीज आप मेरा कॉपी मत करिए, आप खुद अपना बना के अपना खुद का कॉपी करके अपने एक नोटपैड में या कहीं पे इमीडिएटली स्टोर कर दीजिए, या फिर ये स्क्रीन को रहने दीजिए ताकि आपको वापस यू कैन कम बैक टू दिस व्हेनेवर यू वांट. सो राइट नाउ फॉर सम टाइम एटलीस्ट यू कीप इट, और यू कैन कॉपी इट. ओके, everybody is with me here? Okay, anybody has any difficulty till now? तो अभी बता दीजिए, फिर मैं आगे बढ़ता हूँ. ये मेरा ठीक है. So if you have not copied the key by chance, okay, no problem. अगर आपने कॉपी नहीं किया है तो you can go back to the website and you will see this icon. अगर आपने लॉगिन किया होगा, you will see this, and you can go to your account settings, and in the account setting you will see the key. So आपका जो ऊपर आपका एक स्टिक फिगर, एक पर्सन जैसा दिखता होगा, उसके ऊपर आप क्लिक करेंगे. गो टू अकाउंट सेटिंग्स, एंड अकाउंट सेटिंग में यू विल बी एबल टू गेट योर की लेटर ऑन ऑल्सो. बाद में कल परसों कभी भी चाहिए आप, यू कैन गो बैक एंड टेक द की ओवर हियर. ऑलराइट, they will send an email to you. Please go and download or just click on that email pe, you will just click a link to verify your email. Okay, so in your email you will receive a confirmation email. Just go and click on the link on that email so that आपका account gets verified. Everybody is with me? ओके, सो बाय चांस किसी को ईमेल आने में टाइम लग गया, कुछ हो गया, तो तब तक हम लोग 2 स्टेप्स आगे करेंगे, जिसके लिए अभी नो प्रॉब्लम. अगेन वी विल इंस्टॉल अ पैकेज which will download the data set for us. So सबसे पहले ना we will install the Quandrel package. I will first paste it in the chat for you all. Sorry, chat कहाँ पे? Okay, so this is the install.packages for Quandl. This line you have to execute. I'll put it in WhatsApp also. Hopefully अगर चालू हो गया तो. Okay, so this line you will execute on in your R. Okay, so when I do this, Quandl package will be downloaded. Already मेरे machine पे है, but फिर भी I'm just doing it to be safe. Okay. So जैसे हमने the way we downloaded ggplot2, we are downloading Quandl package. Please remember Q is capital over here. Okay, the Q is capital in the Quandl packages. QUANDL. Okay, QUANDL if you're typing it by hand. So this package will be downloaded and then you will load the library. This time you don't need to put double quotes. Actually, you can just write library Quandl. Okay. Yes, SQL was case insensitive. R is case sensitive. Okay, वो कल आपने देखा था. Always मेरा problem हो ही जाता है बहुत बार. I end up not being case sensitive too much. So kindly install and then load the library using the library function. Okay. So I just want to give 1 minute to everybody to जब सबका डाउनलोड हो जाने दीजिए लाइब्रेरी फंक्शन कॉल कर लेने के लिए और आपका ईमेल में वेरिफिकेशन लिंक पे क्लिक करने के लिए. ये सब हो जाएगा फिर मैं आपको नेक्स्ट स्टेप बताऊंगा बिकॉज नेक्स्ट स्टेप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Okay, anybody has any doubts, anybody has any problem, let me know right now. Okay. So I'll wait for exactly 1 more minute. Okay, so it's 7:01 on my clock. I will wait for 7:02. So when you do the library, it will load 2 more packages. One is the XTS package and one is the zoo package. ये दोनों time series के लिए required है, वो अपने आप load हो जाएंगे. The package is a name. Once the package is loaded, it is a library which is inside RStudio. RStudio recognizes it. But when when you are downloading something from the internet, उसका नाम दे रहे हैं हम लोग. तो जब तक वो R till it does not belong to R, it is something outside. वो उसका नाम है. It's a proper noun, so you will have to give it as a double quotes. Now it becomes something known to the library. Double quotes की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. There was a question why double quotes and why not the double quotes kind of. Okay. So it's 7:02. Let us continue now.
In our course also that we are going to cover these packages, XTS and so these are basically used for time series predictions. Also, they will be used into when tomorrow we will be doing analytics.
Yes. So अभी next जो है ना मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ. Please वो as it is paste मत करिएगा. आपको API की अपना डालना है. मैं वापस बता रहा हूँ आप प्लीज एज इट इज पेस्ट मत करिएगा. यू हैव टू चेंज इट. सो व्हेन यू पुट इट यू हैव टू रिमूव योर एपीआई की और डबल कोट्स के अंदर जो आपने व्हेन यू हैव क्रिएटेड द अकाउंट व्हाटएवर एपीआई की यू रिसीव्ड ऑनलाइन दैट एपीआई की यू हैव टू यूज. ओके. सो प्लीज पुट योर ओन इंडिविजुअल एपीआई की and hit enter. Okay, so you will have control enter. So this should get executed. Okay, I repeat, in the chat window I have written your API key. So change that your API key to the actual key which you have received on screen on the quandl.com website. Okay, please replace that with the alphanumeric key जो आपको मिला है. Only then we will be able to load the data. Okay, so I hope everybody is able to do this. Now I'm loading the data table from the data set quandle. So quandle data set में बहुत सारा data है. I am loading the data of the closing stock price for the Microsoft stock. हमने Reliance किया था कल. Today we are using Microsoft. So MSFT data मतलब मेरा Microsoft data. So what I'm doing is I'm using quandle.data table wiki/prices qopt.column. We need two columns. I want to select two columns from the data set. उस table में बहुत सारे columns है. I only want the date and I only want the close pricing. बहुत सारा और भी कुछ है. I don't want it right now. I want to keep the data simple. So I'm filtering my data. So I will take the date and the close, and I will give a ticker. Ticker means I'm giving the name to the table as MSFT. This is the column name from which I want to receive. This is the filter which I want to use. So I don't want all the stock prices. I want only the script which is MSFT script. Uske hi prices chahiye. And I start date and end date I'm giving greater than or equal to. The date should be greater than or equal to GTE. Greater than or equal to 2016 1st January, or date should be less than and equal to 2016 December 31st. So it is year, month, day. Okay. Please understand the format in which the date has been written. Once you give this and execute it, it will take a couple of seconds for the data to come, and you should see 252 observations of two variables, because two variables matlab date variable and close variable has loaded in your global environment. In your environment, data has come for MSFT data. You can click on this down arrow to see information. So there is date 30th December 2016, 29 December 2016. Reverse में आया है पूरा, because the last comes first. Okay. So 30th December से लेके up to 1st January तक the entire script का closing price is 62.1, 62.9, 63, 63.32. This data has come in. Where is this data stored now? In my MSFT data. So this is my data frame जहाँ पे हमने वो data पूरा data table हमने उसका copy करके we have stored. All right. Anybody, any questions till now? Everybody's comfortable. Everybody got till here. ये मैंने code दिया क्या आपको? Let me give you the copy paste the code for you, so you can also use it. This is a one-time activity. एक बार download करने के लिए करना है, so don't worry. You can take any script. Okay. Cannot find the API key. Sir, आपने अपना key बराबर किया? If you have not taken the key properly, then there could be a problem. Just for your sake, what I'm doing is I'm giving you my key. You can use it and try. Okay, so I will give you my key. Try using it, sir. Mr. Vaziraja, you can try using mine and see if it works for you. I've sent you as a private message. Please receive it. It might not verified your email account. Okay, sometimes that happens. Or maybe while copy pasting, you have copied an extra space or something like that might have happened. Whatever the case may be, right now you can use mine. Okay, I'm giving it in the chat for everyone, but don't use mine if you have yours. I'm just giving it for your reference. ठीक है? Everybody? Okay. So nobody's giving me any other questions. So I'm assuming everybody's been able to load the data. Has everybody loaded the data into the very data frame? Now we move forward and we need to do something called as ordering the data and formatting the date using zoo. So zoo, if you remember, यहाँ पे आया था attaching package zoo. अपने आप zoo gets installed or loaded because when we are using Quandl library, zoo is important. Allows me to order the data. Okay, right now you see it is not ordered in the correct order. You know, it is ordered where whatever. So okay, so we can order the data again, and then so this line will you know, it will take my zoo data close and order by date. Okay, the format is, I'm giving the format as year, month, day. I'm saying that the date is format, so you have to order it by day and take that and convert it into a variable called zoo. This is capital ZO. Okay, so this line will convert it to a zoo object. I have given it to you all okay, in the chat, and then I will convert the zoo object to a time series object. ये बहुत important है. Finally, we are converting it in R. There is something called as a time series object. For that, we have a function called TS. Okay, which uses the package XTS. Okay, the X time series package, which was available. If you remember, you see, ये red में आया था यहाँ पे. Loading the required package XTS and loading the required package zoo. ये automatically load हो गया था when we loaded Quandl, because Quandl knows that we need to use these packages, so it automatically. Otherwise, we would have had to do library XTS and library zoo separately. We don't need to do it anymore because when we load the Quandl library, these two packages have been loaded. They are inbuilt. We don't need to download them. They are already there with us, so we can just use it. Now over here, please remember, when I'm converting my zoo object to a time series object, now I'm calling it MSFT underscore time series, TS. So what is underscore TS indicate? That this is a time series. What does data indicate? That this is my data. I'll print both of them and show you once. MSFT data. So this is my data frame. MSFT, sorry, underscore data. This is my data. You will see the data. Okay, right from 30th December, which is the first record, to 4th January, last record. 252 records are there. Now, when I've created the time series, MSFT underscore DS, okay, now it is a time series object where we have two different lists. One list of the stock prices and the other of the index, indexed by date. Now here you will see 4th January has come first, because by doing that zoo, we had ordered by date. So now it will go in the chronological order, because earlier the data which I received was in the reverse chronological order. The last date was first. Now by doing this zoo function, I have ordered it as per the ascending order, which the data was descending order. Now it has become ascending order. So even if it is mixed up data, it will become ascending order because of this function zoo, which I have used to order by as date. And I've given the date format for the date, where is the date variable and what format of date I have used in my data. See, अगर आपका data का date कोई और format में है, what data format you have your date in. You can change the date format if your data is in different format. Okay. So year, month, date की जगह में you can change that. So that's not a problem. Now, once you have created this TS object, so please remember, now we will only work with the time series object. Okay. So we will run with the time series object. So we will check the length of the time series object by writing length MSFT underscore TS. So we'll see the length is 252 records. MSFT underscore data is not appearing. No. Zoo is default function. Zoo is the function which we need. Yes, so that it comes in the right order, sir. That function brings us the data. Default matlab it is coming. It is inbuilt, so that we need it to order the data. Okay. उसके बिना हमारा टाइम सीरीज का डेटा will not come in order. It is in the reverse order. सब गलत हो जाएगा हमारा. Okay. So till where I have pasted zoo ts zoo तक किया है ना. So now you can, if you want to print the data, okay, you can print the data using these commands. Okay. Small zoo is the function name. Capital name, आपको capital zoo की जगह कुछ और भी use कर सकते हो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. ये capital zoo की जगह, ये variable name है which I have defined. It is a vector. It is a vector called zoo, which is my name. Okay. You can change that name to whatever you want, but ये function का नाम change नहीं कर सकते. You cannot change this zoo. You can change this zoo to Z or any other alphabet, X, Y, Z. कुछ भी लिखिए. So I can write this as X, Y, Z. No problem. Okay. And I can write this. Then I'll have to write X, Y, Z over here also because I'm converting the time series. में क्या कर रहे हैं? I'm taking this object, this vector, and converting it to a time series object. Clear? Yes. So now we have the length. So you can try check the length. Everybody is getting the length 252. Everybody is fine with this. Okay. You can even do a head or a tail if you want. So head or a tail क्या करेगा? You can print. If you remember, if you do head, by default 6 rows are printed. Now I'm doing head of the time series object, comma n equal to 10. I want to print the first 10 rows. So when I print the first 10 rows, I get 54, 55, 54, 52, 52, 52, 52, 51, 53, 50. And when I do tail, you will see everything is in 60. So if I look at the January ka price and the December ka price roughly at the end, you will see that it has increased. The stock price of Microsoft has increased in this year. From January to December, the price has increased. So it ended at 62.14. It had started the year at 54.8. You can do the mathematics of how much appreciation stock में हुआ नहीं हुआ वो आप you all know better than me. Correct? Just as an example, to try again, we will use one more data set. Okay, just as an example, Microsoft का data लिया. वैसे data set में बहुत कुछ है. Microsoft का stock price है, ऐसे IBM का stock prices है, बहुत सारे companies का stock prices है. You can select any name. Script का नाम अगर if you remember हमने जो नाम दिया था, we had given the name at the very start when we loaded the data. We had given the name of the script as MSFT. ये ticker के अंदर. If you change that MSFT to some other script name which you know, then it will automatically give you that data. Okay, but this is American script, so don't put Reliance or something like that. Now I'm taking the data from the GDP data for the between the year 1st Jan 2014 to 31st December 2016. Okay, the type of the data is time series TS. So now when I take this, I'll share the command. Don't worry. This is the GDP data, and I will print the GDP data for you and show you what it is. So this data shows the GDP during the quarter, all the 4 quarters of 2014, 15, and 16. 3 साल का data है. Why? Because I had given the start date and end date that way. So I had given the start date as from the 1st of Jan 2014 to 31st December 2016. So the GDP data for that has been displayed to us. There is 4 quarters, and in each year, whatever the 4 quarters data is there, which we can see. Okay, I'll give it to you. Just ये quadral data set में से आप अलग-अलग तरह से data निकाल सकते हो. I'm just giving you 2 samples. Okay, to work with. So you can try it out. If you have any doubts, you can let me know. Okay. There are two functions, that is called start function and end function, which I will use now. Just a head and tail hai. Usi tarah you have start and end. So you will see that when I do start, it tells me that it starts from the first quarter of 2014 and ends with the fourth quarter of 2016. Okay. Again, I'm just start and end just gives you the data starts where and ends where. Time series data hoga, so it will be able to tell you very nicely. You remember I've given the type equal to time series TS. So I'm using the time series data for the. ये क्वांटल के डेटा सेट में अलग अलग टेबल्स हैं फ्रॉम वेयर आई एम गेटिंग द डेटा सो पहला वाला यू विल सी विकी था यहाँ पे फ्रेड है दैट इज ऑल द नेम्स व्हिच आर देयर यू कैन रीड अबाउट द क्वांटल डेटाबेस एंड द डेटा सेट ऑनलाइन ऑन देयर वेबसाइट and find out what all data is there and you can work with anything. Okay. GDP data not found. It is on the website, Nitin sir. उनकी website पर पूरा data है. I'll show you later. अभी मैं बताने जाऊँगा तो बहुत time निकल जाएगा because there's too much of information. Okay. Chandan sir, please just try it again. Hopefully it should work. कभी-कभी network connection में कुछ problem हुआ होगा. I hope you're using the correct API. अगर आपने API की बराबर use किया होगा तो it should work. If your Microsoft data has come, then GDP data will also come. Don't worry. Aarti ma'am, did you get the GDP data? Try again once. Copy paste करके वापस बराबर से देखिए कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं है. Okay. Just please try the same command which I had given again. GDP data. Everybody else got it? If it is asking for confirming email, जैसे मैंने कहा, you please check your email and please click on that link from Quandl. वो नहीं करेंगे तो it will not give you the data. If you have not received the email, ma'am, please check the junk mail या spam mail कहीं पे ना चले गया हो. If you have not clicked on that email, it doesn't work after 2 minutes. वो पहले first 2-3 minutes allow करता है, उसके बाद वो block कर देता है आपको if you don't verify your email address. Please check your email account. It must be there in your email somewhere. You will have to specify the data, otherwise it will give the data whatever is there in the database. वो अभी currently मैंने check नहीं किया कि कहाँ से कहाँ तक का data है उसके अंदर, but you might get even current data तक, so it will be too big a data. So 2019-2020 तक भी आ जाएगा वो. You can try it out later with some other data. Right now, let's not do that because I don't want to work with too much of data on my computer because I'm too many things are running. My screen is getting recorded. Screen is getting recorded. It is being sent to you. R is running. Word is running. GoToWebinar is running, and lots of other softwares which I use are running behind the scenes, including MySQL and stuff like that. So I don't want to overload my machine with too much of data. Therefore, I'm using some simple, a smaller time series. Okay. Okay. So time and cycle gives you when the data was taken. So there are two functions called time and cycle. If you just want to use it, ये इसका कोई बहुत ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा because data is too small. But if I use time, so it tells me the time in which these data was taken. So 2014 00, that is the first quarter. 25 50 halfway 75. उसी तरह 2015 00, 2025 2050, 2015 75, 2016 00, 2016 25 50 75. Okay, that is the time data. And then if I want, I can do the cycle data also. Sorry. Okay, so the cycles will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So cycle. Okay, so you will see that the data is first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. It's the cycle दिया जाता है. So the first cycle, second cycle, third cycle, fourth cycle, and for each year. So the time and cycle are functions which you can use if you want to. Okay, I'll just again started in दिया मैंने आपको. So you have to give a date. You can give whatever date you want. Don't do it without the date. You can try it out. The good thing about software is that you can try it out. These packages keep improving every year, so they keep adding new stuff to it. So sometimes even I don't remember exactly how the things will behave unless I try it. So without the thing, अगर error नहीं आया ना, तो पूरा का पूरा data ये कर लेगा download, which will be taking too much of time for me. Therefore, I'm not trying it out. So it's giving me the time. So it is 0, 25, 50, 75. If you look at the year, that dot, that is the time. So it is the time period for that. So 0%, 25%, 50%, 75%. It's just giving you the cycle, and then the cycle gives you the cycle, the first cycle, second cycle, third cycle, fourth cycle, when the data was collected. The GDP data goes in cycles. Now let us quickly move to the important topics now. Okay, so there is one very important topic which we would want to do, which is handling missing values in R. Now missing values in R क्या होता है? सब हमेशा हमें पूरा डेटा मिलेगा ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. Okay, so that I don't get the data fully. So how do I assume? So let me take my GDP data and I'll make a copy of my GDP data. So I have my GDP data. I make a copy of my GDP data as GDP underscore modified. Okay, so I will run this. I will copy it and make a copy of my GDP data. Now the seventh element matlab, see, this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, means 2015 third quarter. So 2015 third quarter का value यहाँ पे क्या था? 18347.42. This value I want to make it NA. NA means I want to delete that data. So NA means not available. Okay, so when I do this, so in the the seventh element I'm deleting, and then I'm again printing the GDP mod. This is the modified data set. Sorry, not the data set, the data frame. You will see that the quarter 3 का data मैंने जानबूझ के delete कर दिया है. Now delete क्यों किया है? Sometimes we get data which is missing. Government websites say also many times when we download data, sometimes some values are missing. Now when it is missing, what to do? Because if you try to use missing data, not everything works properly. All functions cannot handle that missing data. Some functions can handle it, some functions cannot handle it. So there are two options. If it can handle, let us handle it. You can work with it. If it cannot handle, then what to do? Okay. So let me just copy paste this much for you. Tab tak aap log bhi, you can also delete the one of the values from your okay. Now what do? We will now plot the time series data of the GDP mod. So you use the function plot.ts. TS means time series. Time series Q, because I know that something is missing. So the plot will plot with some missing line. Can you see that a missing curve? कि बीच का 2015.5, see 2014.0 is the first quarter, 2014.5 is the third quarter, 2015.0 is the first quarter, third quarter, first quarter, third quarter. Okay, now this 2015.5 का data is missing. I can plot it and I can see that some data is missing. Of course, I can see it over here in my table also that NA दिख रहा है कि this data is missing. So when I plot it, you will see that that data is missing. Correct? Now, what if I want to find the mean of the entire GDP? The arithmetic mean. Okay, mean everybody understands, right? Average. Okay, arithmetic average, arithmetic mean, the normal average. So what is the mean of the GDP? It should give me NA नहीं आया. Yeah, so mean GDP gives me NA. NA means not available because the data is missing. So what I can do is if I have missing data and I still want to calculate the mean, I can specify that calculate the mean by removing the not available data. So how do I do that? Many of the functions allow me to do this. NA dot remove equal to true. NA dot remove equal to true, then it will be able to calculate the mean without this NA value. Okay, so first I tried to calculate the mean without any setting. So normal mean calculate nahi ho paya. It gave me not possible because one data is missing. So what I did was I used the same data, but I used that NA dot RM equal to true. That means NA dot remove equal to true. That remove that NA values and then calculate the mean. So I get the mean. Now what I can do with this mean is that I can set this mean at the missing position. I can set the mean. So generally क्या होता है अगर सच में आपके पास ऐसा data आता है where your data is missing, you interpolation कहते हैं ना. Interpolation is what you can do is you can find an interpolated value. There are many methods. There are statistical different techniques to how to interpolate a value. You can use any statistical technique. A simple technique is to take a mean and put it over there. So now what I will do is you will have, sorry, the mean which will be stored in that position. And now if I print, you will see that NA ki jagah pe this new mean value will be stored over there. So instead of NA, you will get mean. Originally the value was something different. It was 18347. Now the mean has been put over there, which is 18154, which might not be very accurate, but you can use it. Another option is that to interpolate, you can do the mean of the previous and the next. Agar interpolation hai, so what you do, you can do either the mean of the whole data or you can do the mean of the previous and the next, assuming that the trend will hold. So there are multiple options, depending on what you want to do. So how do you interpolate data? So one of the options is to do this, and then there are some other advanced techniques also which you can use to fill in the missing data. I leave it up to you, depending on your data, whenever you feel what data needs. But time series may you have to first make sure that all your data is complete. Then your results will be proper. Okay. And the better the technique you use, it is good for you. Any questions till now? Are you okay with the time series data which we have to use till now? Everybody is comfortable? If yes, then I would like to move to a slightly more advanced topic now. Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry. कहाँ तक हमने किया था? Plot तक किया था ना? So I'll just give it to y'all. Y'all can try it out. Guys, please try it out. If everybody is happy, then I will move to the advanced topic. Oh, you will have to you will have to see and find out where the data is missing. You can always look at the data, right? आपको view करना ही पड़ता है. See, whenever we do data analysis, the most amount of time we spend is on cleaning the data. Cleaning में दो तीन चीजें होती हैं. First is removing data which you don't want, adding the data which is missing. Sometimes we have to put that. And third, transforming the data from a particular format into something which we can use. Because sometimes what happens is you have categorical data such as suppose you have good, bad, high, low. ऐसा कुछ suppose कोई column है where the values are high and low, but high and low का average नहीं निकाल सकते. You cannot do many statistical formulas for it. So you'll have to decide whether I can convert high and low to +1 and -1. Okay. So if you can do that, then yes. Okay, so there are lots of things you can do. Is any function like alag tarika hai, but yeah, we can try that out also. Which other application? कौन सा एप्लीकेशन हमने खोला? वेबसाइट तो बंद कर सकते हो, वेबसाइट का कोई लेना देना नहीं, इंटरनेट चालू रहना चाहिए. So when NA is there, what I did was I used a function with a parameter, mean function I used with a parameter NA.rm equal to true. Aarti ma'am ka question tha कि how did the mean get calculated? So when we use this mean, normal mean, it did not do it. It gave me an NA. It gave me not available. I cannot calculate mean. But what I did was NA.rm. NA.rm means remove the NA, ignore the NA, and then calculate the mean. So what it did was it calculated the mean of all the other values which were not NA, numbers proper थे, उनका average निकाला उसने. And then what I did was I replaced the NA value with that mean value. That is what I tried to do and showed to you. Clear? Okay. So now there are certain concepts which I want to. I can directly jump to the case study, but there is a case study which I want to do. But before I go to the case study, let me quickly give some brief theory. If I ignore this, I can actually go and do work, but the questions might be too many. Guaranteeing that इसके बाद question नहीं आएंगे, but at least I'll try to explain what I'm trying to do. Okay, because what we are going to do is we are going to do time series forecasting. So forecasting is a very important concept, right? Interpolation मैंने बताया आपको कैसे करना है. मतलब अगर डेटा बीच में मिसिंग है तो क्या करने का? There are many techniques which are there. Similarly, extrapolating data. Extrapolating means predicting what will happen after this, which is generally very important in stock prices or something like that, is also there. So you have nowadays you got called as algorithmic trading and stuff like that. So they use various kinds of models which are there in the industry to predict what will happen next. So this is just a small case study of how that is done. Okay. So the statistical concepts and the statistical knowledge which is required for understanding this is a slightly of a higher level. So I will try to simplify to whatever degree I can. Okay, and at least introduce you to some common terminology which we will use. So common assumption is made in time series analysis is that one components of the pattern exhibited by a time series is the stationary series. Now, what is a stationary series? there are three characteristics of a stationary series. A stationary series is one which has a constant mean over time. मतलब आप उसका mean कभी भी ले लो तो उसका mean हमेशा constant आता है. अगर किसी series का mean constant आता है over time, that means it's a stationary series. Two, it has a constant variance also over time. The variation also, the variance जिसे कहते हैं standard deviation से calculate किया जाता है, is also constant over time. Okay, that means the volatility of the data does not change over time. Whether if it is highly volatile, it will remain highly volatile. If it is not volatile, it will remain not volatile. So the variance will also not change over time. And third, auto correlation remains the same over time. Now, what is auto correlation? Auto correlation is a situation in which the time series data is influenced by its own historical values. That means it is dependent on the next value is dependent on its previous value to a large degree. So if my हम लोग academics में कहते हैं कि अगर मैंने स्टूडेंट का स्टैंडर्ड 10 स्टैंडर्ड 12 स्टैंडर्ड उसका फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर का स्कोर निकालूंगा, परसेंटेज निकालूंगा, तो आई कैन प्रिडिक्ट उसको फाइनल ईयर में कितना आने वाला है. What I say is that there is an auto correlation. Auto correlation means if the student is a first class, okay, he cannot move too far away from that, right? So now, yes, so this is something which we expect in stationary processes. Okay, the time series, if they are having a station, if they exhibit stationary series, then they will have these three things: a constant mean over time, a constant variance over time, and an autocorrelation which will remain constant over time. Okay, now I just told you about autocorrelation. So let me just give you a simple example. So in time series analysis, we say it is very important. Okay, so let us take this data of जो हमारा Microsoft का जो data है उसको plot करते हैं. Okay, let me just plot that data for you. Let me start a new script. Okay, let me plot this. So this is my Microsoft for that year. Okay, starting from January up to December, 252 observations were there. Yes, Mr. Jagat, I told you, we could have calculated the mean of the first and like the sixth element and the eighth element and given an interpolation for the seventh element. That's absolutely fine. There are many statistical techniques of doing it. There are other techniques also. आपने अगर पढ़ा होगा तो, okay, Newton-Raphson and वो सब interpolation techniques बहुत सारे हैं which you can use to calculate getting into them. Okay. Because statistics का कोर्स नहीं कर रहे हैं हम, लोगों को आर सिखाना है. Statistics कर सीखने के लिए we'll run another course sometime. Yeah. So now this is to plot what is this, the time series data of the Microsoft stock. उसका just title दिया है मैंने, आपको याद होगा main is the title and Y lab means the Y axis पे उसका prices, उसका नाम दिया है मैंने कि this prices. So the cost, the stock price goes from somewhere in 53 range to up to 62 range. बीच में dip हुआ था, बढ़ा था. This is generally the trend of the, this is the trend line of the stock. Okay, it will come by default, sir, generally, but we can change it if you want. अभी यहाँ पे दो ही values थी. Okay, there were only two. There is only the date. Time will always remain X. In a time series, time will always remain X. So date will automatically go to the X. The only one column was left, तो वो Y में चले गया. So I just specified what is supposed to go in Y. Okay. So we are plotting a time series, plot.ts. Now what I do is I also plot a scatter plot. Okay, a scatter plot क्या करेगा? It will point, it will show me the points, okay, with a lag of 1. Lag of 1 means I want to point, I want to plot every point with respect to the previous closing. Every day closing with respect to the previous day closing. Okay, instead of plotting the actual values, now what am I doing? I am comparing the closing of the next of today with yesterday, and the difference of that I'm trying to plot. Okay, so the lag is 1, -1, the lag is I'm doing of -1. Okay, I can plot for any other distance also. Okay, I can plot for any other distance if I want to. Okay, let me just put a trend line. Okay, AB line, I'm just putting a trend line. Sorry, trend line. I'll give you these commands. Don't worry. Just पहले complete हो जाने दीजिए. So this will give me a trend line. Trend line means if you will see that it is a perfect increasing trend, that my stock price is increasing throughout the year. ये increasing trend denote कर रहा है. There are some days when it went down, some days, but overall it is an increasing trend in the stock. It can also be a decreasing trend if you take another script. Okay, so we have two images which we have taken. Okay, okay, somehow the image is not coming. I wanted. Okay, so copy the plot. I paste it. Yeah, now I have it. Okay, so this is the scatter plot which I got, and this was the trend which I got. Okay, so you can, I just wanted to compare both of them. Clear with this? Okay, so now what if I wanted to compare the lag not of one but more than one? Rather than comparing with the previous day, what if I wanted to compare with 2 days prior or something like that? वो भी कर सकते हैं, उसमें कोई problem नहीं है. I'll show you also, but let me just first put this in the chat so you all can try it out. Okay, so what if I wanted to so here I'm trying to find the correlation of the stock with 1 day earlier. So I'm now calculating the correlation. Okay, correlation of the stock price with 1 day earlier. So this is 250 all हर एक का एक दिन previous के साथ. Okay, so let us see what is the correlation. If I get 1, that is this perfectly correlated. I get 97.979, that is almost 0.98, which is showing a very strong correlation of the price with its previous day closing. Okay, if I want to find the correlation for 2 days prior or something like that, that also I can do. So this is the correlation for stock price between today and the stock price 2 days prior. Okay, you will see that that also is a strong correlation, but decreasing from 9.79, it became 9.62. So there is a stronger correlation with the 1 day prior stock price in comparison to 2 days prior stock price. This is what we can see from these two correlations. So COR stands for correlation, and I can compare the entire record with itself, but 1 day prior or 2 days prior. So the command is just this. Okay, I'll just share with you. You can change it for any other day if you want to. Okay, but right now we will not worry about it too much. I will show you a shorter way of calculating for any lag. instead of calculating it like this, I can calculate much better, faster. हर एक का manually calculate करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Day, 1 day का lag, 2 day का lag calculate करने की जरूरत नहीं है. We can do in a better fashion. Okay, so for that I use something called as autocorrelation function. Okay, what is this autocorrelation function? It is called ACF. So autocorrelation function mein I am calculating the autocorrelation for my Microsoft ka time series with a lag maximum up to 10. So it will take from 1 to 10 all the values lagging. So it will do 1 day ka lag, matlab today's stock price with yesterday's stock price, then today's stock price with 2 days prior stock price, today's stock price with 3 days prior stock price. इस तरह सारा correlation निकालेगा. Okay, so it is autocorrelation function, and when I run this function, I will get, यहाँ पे मैंने plot equal to false किया. I don't want the graph. I want to see the numbers. So you will see 0. 0 मतलब with always will be 1. So always the stock price correlation with itself on the same day will be 100%. With 1 day prior, it is 0.97. With 2 days, 0.92, 0.89 up till 0.77. So you will see a complete decreasing trend. So the highest correlation is with, मतलब same day तो है ही, but same day के अलावा अगर किसी के साथ correlation देखना है तो it is with the 1 day prior. Highest उस पे आ रहा है. You can look at it and you can study it. Okay, now this is being calculated by the autocorrelation function, not the correlation only. Okay. जो statistical formulas का है. Now what I do is I again use the same function, but this time I don't want to write plot equal to false. I want to see it visually. So when I see it visually, you will see that the correlation trend is seen in this line on the x-axis, and the y-axis is the autocorrelation function, and on the x-axis is the lag. Day 1, day 2, 1 day lag, 2 day lag, 3 day lag, up to 10 days lag, and you will see that the trend is downwards. The trend is moving downwards. So you can do it with the plot or without the plot. Plot equal to false, so क्या करेगा? It will not show you the the graphical plot. If you remove that plot equal to false, that means by default plot is equal to true. लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. It will show you the plot. Okay, so you can use any one of the two. That is okay, up to you. I'll just share so that you can try it out on your own. देखिए आपको क्या आता है आंसर. Same आता. Okay. Now, as I said, there are various different models out there which are used in the industry for forecasting. Like it is impossible for us to cover every. Arima is one popularly and most famous known for predicting these kind of stock prices. शायद आप लोगों ने नाम सुना भी होगा. So ARIMA or ARIMA stands for Autoregressive Integrated Moving Average Model. Now, what is autoregressive and what is moving average? ये you can I think you know already. Excel में भी there might be functions moving average calculate करने का function है. But what we are trying to do is this is being used to model. Predict करने के लिए you need a model. Okay, now there are inbuilt models and then you can use other models also. So this ARIMA model works on 3 basic variables, P, D, Q. P stands for the order of the autoregressive part, D stands for the involved, and Q stands for the moving average part. Okay, so P, D, Q ये 3 चीजें होती हैं. इसका पूरा theory unfortunately will be beyond the scope of the session because वो modeling of the data वो data science का topic है. We are वो statistics पूरा involved है उसमें, so we will not be able to cover that. But you can definitely read about this online also, about how you calculate the. But basically in our data, okay, how this will work, I will show you. Okay, so I will show you how it will work. So we will now move away from the Microsoft का prices and we'll take another example. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ Microsoft के साथ ही हो सकता है. तो मैंने जैसे कहा था, you just change the ticker value and you will get another data. So now I'm using, instead of Microsoft, I will use Facebook. Okay, मेरा API key already set है. I don't need to set it again. Okay, hopefully it will work with the same. So I will start a new script for my case study. Let me just see if it works. Session expire नहीं हुआ है, very good. Okay, अगर session expire हो गया होगा तो you will have to just run it again. Plot false will only not give you the plot. अगर आपको plot चाहिए तो you can not write the plot false. That is okay. Up to you how you want to do it. You will get the values, of course. Do you want to plot it also is up to you. Plot equal to false means it will not plot it. It will only show you the table. Okay, so I've shared the dataset where I'm downloading the data stock prices for Facebook, but I'm calculating for a bigger date. So I'm taking it from 1st January 2014 to 31st December 2016. So it is a period of 3 years, 2014, 15 and 16. So it's a little bigger data because when I want to do prediction, I need more data. Okay, I need more data. So therefore I'm taking 3 years. Okay, I've shared with you the command to download the data for Facebook. Okay, so अभी तक हम लोग we were doing Microsoft, now we are doing FB. FB stands for Facebook. Okay, now the same steps we will do zoo and we will convert it to a time series object. So zoo करने के लिए what we will do, same order by date, everything remains same. Only the difference is instead of the closing price of MSFT, we are using closing price of Facebook. Okay, I will share with you that as well. So अभी ये सब already हमने कर दिया है, तो I'm not explaining it again. The same processes we are trying again. Okay, now sir, मुझे ना थोड़ा सा I will just try to let's concentrate on what we're doing right now for some time before, so that time पे we will be able to finish. Otherwise बहुत ज़्यादा extend हो जाएगा. I will now want to plot the Facebook का object.size. Then I don't know where did the error come from. कौन से कमांड पे एरर आया सर वो? So we will just use the plot.ts. We've already used this before. Now instead of MSFT, we are using Facebook stock prices, and color we have given 4 so that you will see a nice blue line running. So this is the data for the 3 years which we have. Okay, I want to predict the future. I'm not able to understand. Okay, everybody else is getting this. Facebook plot हो गया. Okay, up till now we have done nothing new. Now I'm calculating two things: autocorrelation function, ACF, okay, ये मेरा ACF है for the Facebook data, and also the partial ACF. Okay, partial autocorrelation function. So there are two different formulas: correlation function and partial. Hello, ma'am. Did you say something? Okay. Now you need somebody who's a data scientist or somebody who understands this auto regression or auto regressiveness and moving averages and everything. But what we are doing is for the ARIMA, looking at this, we see that this is a downward trend, okay, in autocorrelation function, and therefore we will choose the value of P, D, and Q as one. Now, for the time being, you'll have to trust me that this is the best fit. There are many other ways to find what is the values of P, D, and F. Sorry, P, D, and Q. But those P, D, and Q values का जो discussion है an hour. So I don't want to get into that right now. But for this kind of stock data where you see autocorrelation with the day one higher than the autocorrelation, we generally use PD, P1, D1, and Q0. That is 1, 1, and 0. Please understand this. So now we will have to use the ARIMA model and specify the values of P, D, and Q as the order. So that is called how that we want to fit our time series to the ARIMA model using these three values. Okay. So I am trying to fit. Okay, the FB. So I'm trying to do that, and I will just show you the fit FB underscore. Okay, when I try to print that, it shows me that the ARIMA model has been used on the FB time series object with P1, D1, Q0. Okay, and the correlation, okay, is 0.00306. Okay, and the sigma value is 0.0364. Sigma ratio, that is the variance, is 2.64, and the likelihood and all of that is these are some statistical values which are there. Okay, now what to do with it? Not much. As long as you are trusting the model, you will not have to do much. What I can do now, once I have the model, the data fit to the model, I can use a predict function to predict the values for the future. Okay, it will not predict too far in the future. It will only predict the next day. I am trying to predict the next 20 days, but you will see that it will plateau. It will show me a same value after the first and the second day. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to predict the value for using the FB fit for the next 20 days. So it already has the 3-year data. On that, I have applied the ARIMA model, and then I'm trying to forecast for 20 days. Okay, so what you will see now, if I print the FB forecast, is that the trend for 757 to 776, these are the next 20 days. It is showing me as 115.010, 115.009, 115.0089, and then 89 for the next 17 days, because it will not be able to, it will plateau out after 2-3 days. Okay, so 2 days or 3 days ka hi data dikhega. So it is predicting the rate at which it will go, which trend it will take for the next 2 or 3 days. This is the prediction which we are doing using the forecast of the ARIMA, using forecast of the ARIMA model. Yes, so I'll share the entire data. ACF, PCF, वहां से बाकी है ना मेरा. So this will be able to, you will be able to forecast. Okay, try it out. Let us see. We're already a little bit over time, so hopefully everybody is able to complete it in time. Ma'am, would you want to add anything about ARIMA or something?
ARIMA model, I think they might be knowing also, using also. We have purposefully taken this. There are so many other models also for forecasting, but we have purposefully taken ARIMA because you all might be knowing this.
Okay, एक छोटा सा चीज और करते हैं. I will take out the prediction values out and print it. Okay, so print it with that. So very quickly, I know we are about the time. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the predictions out of it. You know, there are prediction values and SE values. Okay, the variance values. So I don't want variation values. Instead of the variance, I want to just take the predicted values and I want to plot.
Now here you will see both basically,
Yes.
the original series as well as forecast. So based on
so
original
now,
series, forecast has been done.
correct. So we will be able to see both. So now यहाँ पे इसको मैं थोड़ा बड़ा करता हूँ ताकि आप लोग देख पाएंगे. I don't know if you can see this small red line there.
Yes, at the end.
At the red line, that is the prediction.
Yes.
Because of the 2 days, it just goes flat. 0.89, 0.89 करके. So after 2 days, it just goes. So 20 predict किया था उससे ज़्यादा. So this is what we are doing, sir. Mr. Sanjay, we are just plotting the ARIMA model results. So this is the 3 years data and what we are predicting for the next few days. Okay, so I'll copy those commands and give that to you as well. So I'm taking out the predicted values and then plotting the original series and then so with the color too. So that is the red. Okay, अगर आपको चाहिए तो you can use whatever color you want. Not here.
Let me add one line to it, that previously people used to say that we need experienced people of the field and then we go about it. But nowadays we call it as a data age because data speaks everything. So if you have correct data, so data can also make predictions and accordingly we can run our business nowadays. So here you can see if you know it. So experience किसमें चाहिए अभी आज technology में. We are technology people, so we always say these things, that experience required is in how to use technology. It doesn't mean कि domain experts नहीं चाहिए, but the thing is that yes, technology has that power that you can do all that work easily now.
Correct. All right, ma'am. So should we call it a day today? Prediction analysis,
Yes.
a little bit more in detail. थोड़ा और अगर
Yes.
आपको आज थोड़ा फ्लेवर a little bit more in detail tomorrow. So that's it from my side, and hope to see
From
you
our
all
side.
soon tomorrow. Both of us. Yes.
Okay, bye
All
bye
right.
everybody. Good
Bye,
night.
everyone.